66. We're off to a good start.
Oh my God. Let me tell you, I had a hell of a time getting the podcast going. Whoa! Gonna be that type of show.
Are we?
Let me just tweet out the link here. What's the Pokemon?
Is it Satan?
Vivillon. Vivillon.
Or Damien? Is that the Omen kid?
Yes.
Say it again.
Vivillon?
I see it. Can you use it in a sentence? That's not it.
Well, will you just look at that?
Can I? We're so behind.
Vivian?
Vivian. That's what I'm going to say. Yeah, Vivian.
It's Vivian.
All right, let's get this
Party
show going.
started.
3, 2, 1. Go Nintendo Podcast, Webisode 666. The Vivian Podcast.
Yeah, Vivian.
Vivian?
Yeah, Vivian. That's what we said we're calling it.
I'm Vivian. I'm the 666th Pokemon.
Vivian.
Oh,
My brain, tell us about Vivian.
Vivian is so pretty. Vivian is a butterfly-like Pokemon with wings that come in a large variety of patterns. Vivian's thorax is an elliptical shape divided into 3 segments, each
Keep it
with
in
a
your
different
pants,
shade
Vivian.
of gray. Its legs are also elliptical, which are black on the lower half and grayish on the upper half. Vivian
My
has
colors are black and black. Or, I'm sorry, your colors are black and black. There.
her. My colors
she's
are
talking to somebody
blush
else.
and bashful. Her colors are pink and pink.
You know, I think I did pretty
You
well
know more
for
Steel
not
Magnolias than any other
Straight
Man.
man.
Straight man, yes. I feel like I should see the original.
My mom and sister. It's at the Playhouse.
Yeah, I know
My mom and
Weezer.
sister just went.
I know Weezer,
The band.
the old lady, the grouchy next door neighbor. I know her.
Is it the friend?
Thanks,
who went to
Agent
high
Iron
school?
Cat.
No,
If you
she's
follow
a
us on
substitute
Twitter-
teacher in our school.
You would have seen the explanation.
Oh, really? Because
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember Alana.
Go on.
She works there.
Vivian has 2 black circular hands and no visible arms. It has a round grayish head with large black pixelated eyes and a pair of skinny antennae. It can spread its scales
Whoa.
to calm an opponent's fighting spirit, as shown in the anime. Its wings pattern. That's what I was saying. Its wings pattern is affected by the climate in which it lives. Vivian is the only known Pokemon capable of learning Powder by Level Up.
The movie?
As yeah,
He knows how to touch a deer and bring it back alive.
as Cutie Fly can learn it by breathing.
Cutie pie?
Cutie Fly.
Oh my goodness! Let her get through it already.
There's like a lot of different patterns,
Tell
and
us
they
all
all
of
have
them.
different names.
Tell us all of the
That's
battles.
okay. We don't need that.
Oh, come on. Now.
So it's Vivian is number 666, and the
The
devil
number
laughs.
of the beast!
And the devil laughs.
Bottoms up. And the devil laughs. Yeah, I've been thinking that. Thanks, Mom Brain.
Wait, I didn't finish.
Oh, sorry.
It's a bug flying
I said
type.
thank you.
It's a bug flying type Pokemon. 50-50 male to female ratio, 3 feet tall and 37 pounds.
Thanks, Mom Brain.
Excuse me. I have a little bit of a cold. I'm getting over it.
Thanks, Mom Brain.
You're welcome.
So, yeah, let me say for those who are watching live, I apologize for the delay because
He was in the bathroom. We couldn't get him out.
last night
He
I
locked
was
the door and couldn't get out from the inside.
Last night
don't
I-
make up a story. I've already told them.
last night I shut down the computer.
And went to the bathroom, and he's been in there all day. So embarrassing.
Please. Please.
I am golf. And there was an update, I guess, or a million updates, or a big update. I don't know. So when I started it up today, it was saying it was going to take a while to do
Updates.
updates, and then it said it was done doing updates, and then I couldn't log in What did it say? It said the something service. I just couldn't log in. That was it. The something service. And I looked it up, and there is like I had to go in and do a registry edit to fix it and everything. And I'm like, I don't have time for this, so I just reverted to the previous version that worked, and here we are.
The
So.
login redundancy service.
Yeah, right.
So the lesson here is never do
Update.
a Windows update.
Never update. I want you all to know that Mark D. Payne says, try not to do anything satanic on this show. We'll try, but I can't promise it. But we have something very important to announce. Kirby already knows. I think Mom Rain already knows. But
We're
Nikki Hill
sacrificing a virgin this episode.
Nikki Hill doesn't know.
I don't know.
GoNintendo Podcast episode 666 is sponsored by Runner 3. Runner 3, the latest and greatest entry in the Bit Trip Runner series, is coming to Switch on May 22nd. That's next Tuesday, everybody.
It's coming.
It's bigger, better, and a whole lot weirder than the previous games. But worry not, dear listener. The rhythm music gameplay you've come to know and love is alive and well in Runner 3. And with new additions like branching paths, Soap and Snails challenges, vehicle sections, and item-filled shop with ridiculous costumes and accessories, all new retro challenges and more, Runner 3 feels like the ultimate Bit Trip Runner experience. Runner 3 is available for 15% off from now until release. Pre-purchase it on the Switch eShop today and be ready to hit the ground running when the game releases on May 22nd. Oh, and did we mention
running?
Did we mention that the legendary Mario voice actor Charles Martinet will be a playable character in the game? What are you waiting for? Pick up your Switch and pre-purchase Runner 3 today. Visit www.runner3.game for more info and tweet at GoNintendo Twitter and let him know what a great guy he is, won't you? They said that, not me.
So I don't who you play as Charles Martinet, like
you can play
like
as
him,
Charles
like
Martinet,
looking like a real person. Him,
yeah, real person looking Charles Martinet. Yes,
Is he a really fast runner, Charles Martinet?
In the game, he is. Yeah,
he knows the beats.
He knows the beats.
So it's very true to life.
Yes. All the whole Runner series is based on Charles Martinet. They just have finally revealed that this one. Thanks to Choice Provisions for the podcast sponsorship. They will be the sponsor for this episode and next week's episode. So again, thank you to them. And Runner 3, you heard the whole spiel. And if you want to know what I think about Runner 3, I'll talk a little bit about it later. But you can watch the video review on YouTube right now. Our video review. Hello, Drew. Hello, Lanquin. Hello, the Aloe Wolf and Northern Sequence and Roth. And Mark and Turquoise Gold Scraper and Tommy and Swedish Galaxy and Omar and Agent Iron Cat and Nate or Die and Giant Reggie and Lee Scott and Stakona and Who's Mav and Jumpman and Sarah and Bruce and Malik Halo and everybody else that I didn't see while I was scrolling through. Thanks for joining us. Like when now I know you watched the video review. Yes, Nader Die Senpai did notice you. Oh boy. Yeah. Mom Brain.
Yes, dear.
Today is
Pop's birthday.
episode or Webisode 666.
Uh-huh.
And what's today's date?
May 19th.
May 19th. Can you believe it?
That is a little bit spoopy.
In the world of WWE for a while,
Let's not talk.
Kane
Can we not talk about WWE?
was obsessed with why? Because you made money. You don't want to talk about how you made money. Kane was obsessed with the date May 19th because apparently something really bad to him happened on that date. But I'm sorry, something bad happened to him on that date. But really, it was just him promoting. I think it was See No Evil, movie that he was in. But May 19th, not a good date for him. So yeah,
Pop's birthday. And
okay.
Pop is wonderful.
So, are you trying to say that Kane's not wonderful? Hello, Reginilla. Thanks
Kane
for
is
joining us.
not as wonderful as Pop.
Who would win in a match?
Pop.
Really?
Yes.
Really? Kane with like
Kane is a gentleman and he would let Pop win.
potentially thousands of matches, at least very high hundreds of matches under his belt. And you're going to say Pop would win. How many matches has Pop had?
You don't want to know.
Well, I just asked, so. There was something else I wanted to do.
You wanted to tell everyone how great I am?
No. You want me to tell everybody how great you are on the episode of The Beast, Brock Lesnar? There is something I wanted to read. Let me search my email.
You could tell everybody.
Oh, yes.
You could tell everybody how much I love my cat.
No, that's not it. I reached out to people, or I put something out on Twitter saying that I'm seriously looking into upping the audio quality and all that for the podcast. And I was looking for people to tell me what they suggested and how we could up the quality and all that jazz. So I had some people reach out, and I've emailed you. Thank you very much. I also talked to Spawnwave Media, because they run a tight ship over there, and they gave me a whole bunch of suggestions and ideas, so thank you to them as well. So I'm going to do something, just I'm not sure what yet. At least now I have an idea of what. I have a whole potential list of options. And all I got to do is shell out the cash. What?
What are you doing? Cameras?
No, I'm worried about audio first, then I'll do cameras.
Audio? You're going to get microphones for everybody? Like a studio setup?
I want to get microphones for everybody, yeah.
Let's line this place with acoustical foam. Acoustical foam.
You know, just like we don't need headsets. We don't need to go that far.
Oh yeah, until you listen to it later and you go, "That's what we sounded like." We need headsets.
Well, I could also like test the levels on the mics before instead of just having like if I had somebody that was here monitoring levels of the show, then they.
Are you gonna get spit screens so that it doesn't pop?
Pop filters. Yeah, those are cheap. You get those for like $5.
Like that?
Yep, just like that. So I am looking into it, guys.
So what about an arm that comes down from the ceiling with one microphone, and anytime somebody wants to talk, you go, "Take it away, Kirby," and you swing it over to him.
And he has to stop it.
Northern Sequence says those crystal clear burps. Can't wait. You got it, my friend. Also, I have something I want to read.
Don't encourage him.
Sergio ALB64, the #1 Dumpkin Spice fan, sent in. He says, hey, RMC, no humor this time. I'm cutting straight to the chase. Thanks for the podcast every single week. It's always a Saturday pleasure to listen to the crew. The more off-topic and immature you guys are, the more I love you all. It's been a while, so I wanted to thank you again. Also, you should really open a GoNintendo Discord. It would be awesome to chat with GoNintendo regulars. I know the RC is there, but Discord, it's good stuff. In the same main vein,
did you say it with an accent? The way you just read that was like, Discord, it's a good stuff.
It's good stuff.
I was reading it with the accent of Pizza Ghost.
Oh, okay. I murdered my whole family.
What is Pizza Ghost?
I'll explain in a second. In the same main vein, he says, you should also do a GoNintendo Patreon. I would Patreon you so hard. Thanks again. Keep up the excellent work, my friend. Oh yeah, Patreon.
What would you do for Patreon? Like sexy pictures and stuff for yourself?
Oh,
no,
yeah.
I don't. Like I might do a couple extra things.
Just
for $5, you can look at GoNintendo.
See, here's the problem. Every time the conversation about Patreon comes up, everybody is like, "I don't want to pay for your content. I don't want to have to pay to see what news you're doing." And I have to say, I'm not making anything regular GoNintendo paid. You still go to GoNintendo and get everything you would always get ever. I'll do supplemental stuff over there, and I'll talk about other things over there. And I may do like a video feature that is not news related, just like personal opinion or something like that. That I'll let the Patreon viewers see for our patrons see first. And then a week later, I'll put it on the YouTube channel. But nothing news related. Like
what
I'm
about
not going to
photos of you working during the actual workday where your beard just covers your nether region.
I mean, let's just say that's not the $1 tier. That's going to be a higher tier. But yeah.
Or yeah, why don't we put up cameras in the house and people who pay higher tiers can watch everything?
Yeah, Lanquin,
everything.
That's a good point. I'm not going to. He said, Lanquin says, if you're evil, charge for Parents Play. I wouldn't charge for Parents Play. But patrons would get to see Parents Play a week before everybody else. That's a perfect. Hello, the Name King Clan in Santiago. And Mark, that's a perfect example because that's not time-based. That's not news-related. Yeah, you can wait, too. That's perfectly fine.
I can't even watch it as it is now. Those things are long.
what I really want to do is just say,
like 5 minutes. Oh.
everybody donate $1. That's it. I don't want anything more than $1, and you get everything. I think that's the right way to do it. But like I said, I've talked about this before. I don't know. It keeps coming up. People keep asking me to do it.
September.
Now that I want to do this,
I made $3.
now that I want to do this podcast stuff, it would make sense. I don't know. Whatever. Pizza Ghost. Have you seen any of the Joel McHale show starring Joel McHale?
No. Well, just the one episode I watched here.
He's a character on that show. They did one one of those ghost shows on Travel Channel or something. Somebody was describing a ghost that they saw, and they have a sketch artist, and they sketched it, and they turned a picture. It looked like.
Yeah, and they made the joke that it looks like the Happy Chef on like a pizza box.
Yeah. So now they made a character of Pizza Ghost. It's so dumb. It's one of my favorite parts of the show. I love Pizza Ghost. Mark D. Payne, I see your question. Which are you most excited for coming this week, Runner 3 or the Switch versions of Mega Man Legacy Collections 1 and 2? I will talk about that more later. I promise. Yes, Rocket. This week is episode 666. It's true. All right, let's do some news. Let's do some devilish news. People kept asking me, like, what are you going to do for episode 666? I'm like, the show. What do you want me to do?
Same thing we did for episode 600.
Yeah, like, I'm 600. I mean, I don't. Yeah, what do you want me to do? I wear horns or something? I don't know.
Grow a devil beard.
Platinum Games. They make Bayonetta. And they made The Wonderful 101. And they worked on Star Fox. And they made Mad World. And they did Okami back when they weren't Platinum Games, but were called Clover. They're working
on
the
money from that re-release.
Hello, J2 Blue. You know who does.
Sega. I don't know who released
Capcom.
It? Capcom made that one.
Sega was Mad World.
Sega was
Capcom was Okami.
Okay.
Yeah, right. How much would that make? Like that must make them so angry because they can never make another Okami game again unless Capcom agrees to it, and their creation is Capcom's. So anything Okami, they don't get any money for, and they.
Well, I've gone through that with my own work situation. Like they've taken content that we shot for web footage and then re-edited it into an episode.
Oh, Nikki Hill, you work on a show? What show is that?
I don't know if I can talk about it.
The hell, you're in the credits when the show airs.
So, Forged in Fire. Oh God.
When does it air?
And what channel is it on?
That I don't know.
What channel is it on?
History Channel. I think it's on Tuesday nights.
So if you watch Forged in Fire, look out for Nikki Hill in the credits. Although his name is not Nikki Hill.
And you might see me, but I don't think you'll see me in the show.
Sometimes when I need somebody's arm to get chopped off, Nikki Hill steps in and he's like, I can do it.
This one just grew back, but I guess I can do it.
Hello, I'm an F and T-Rex, and hello, Sly Eye. And hello, Ewan.
Be careful out there.
Hello, Cammy. Well, hello, everybody. Thanks for joining us. We do the show an hour later. We get a whole new crew.
So, everybody look real quick. That 1992 link.
Yes.
I thought he had his pants around his ankles.
1992.
Oh, yeah.
That's pretty funny. Let's see if we can get that close. 1992 Link. His shadow makes it look like he's got his pants around his ankles. Well, Gannon, let's do this. The darkest entry in the series. All right.
The brownest entry in the series.
All right. Platinum. Talked about a whole bunch of things. They're working on Bayonetta 3 for Switch, obviously, and they want to bring the Wonderful 101 to Switch as well. And they're working
on the Wonderful 102.
They're working on a top secret game. I don't know what they'll call it, but they're just saying like they want it to come to Switch, and they have apparently asked Nintendo. But that's one of those things where it's not just Platinum making the game; it's a Nintendo Platinum game, so Nintendo has to give it the A-OK for it to come over. But they are trying to make it happen.
More when it was on the Wii U.
Well. That's why Platinum is like, hey, look at all the Wii U games you released on Switch that have sold way better. Let's try the Wonderful 101.
And what did Nintendo say? Don't tell me how to do my job, Platinum.
I I think this is my personal opinion based on no fact. I think they're going to announce it at E3. Barry says The Legend of Zelda Link's Sexual Awakening.
What?
That is a good joke. Yes.
I'd say Nintendo turned around and said, we would consider that if the sales didn't fall platinum. No?
No, they wouldn't. No.
Okay.
Whoa,
what's happening with retro?
So,
so
talking about the Wonderful 101, yeah. Hideki Kamiya, who works over at Platinum, very well known for being quite outspoken, has been talking about how he wants Wonderful 101 on Switch. And they were like,
was he the one that got real fresh with people?
Yes.
They're like, is Bayonetta coming? And he goes,
shut up, Bayonetta.
Bayonetta?
I want Mr. Kamiya. I want Bayonetta on Switch.
And he said, oh, yeah, let me just get on that, stupid.
I mean, he says worse stuff
Let's
than that. But
talk to the people who think they know what's going on.
Well, you were talking about the Wonderful 101 not selling well. And Kamiya joked about the name of the game, saying sales are more like 13 units, so they should have called it the Unwonderful 13.
Wow.
Wait, they sold 13 units?
They didn't sell 13, but he was joking like it sold really crappy, like 13 units. I'm sure it sold, I don't know.
101.
Like less than 1,000?
Well, no.
Is that
I'm
the
gonna
number
say
of
like
Dalmatians? I don't get it. What's with the
20
name?
to 40,000, somewhere in there. That's just my guess. So yeah, and they're working on a top secret project. Obviously, we don't know any details because it's top secret.
It's a popcorn project.
And this new unannounced game is new and innovative, and it's something people have never seen before. And the game is going to turn the action genre on its head.
You're right.
Hello, Blue.
Well, he said a pop secret game. They're working on pop secret.
No, he said top secret.
No, he said pop secret. We should
Why
play
did
it
he say
back.
pop secret?
I did not say
because they're working on a popcorn
Your
themed
joke doesn't make
game.
any sense.
I didn't say pop secret. I said top secret, but I was talking about the movie with Val Kilmer.
Oh.
They're making a movie about this. A game about the movie.
First comment comes from Sokar, and he says, so then how did they end up not making Star Fox Zero a great game? I would not say it was a bad game, but I would agree saying it's not a great game. I think a lot of that...
Zero?
What? Everything I say, it's like you've never heard it before.
I thought it was a good game. I thought you liked it.
I just said that.
It's not a great game, but it's not a bad game. That's what you just said.
I said it's a good game, but it's not a great game. Yeah. I like it a lot, yes. But I was going to say, I think the reason why it didn't really come together in the end is because they were rushed for time. Plus, it was at the end of the Wii U's life, and everybody was just like, let's just get this out there. Kind of like, nobody's going to play this. Why even bother?
But so many people wanted a Star Fox game.
Well, are you doing this on purpose?
No, people wanted a Star Fox game, and they came out with an underwhelming one. Like, yeah, people were going to buy it, but
Here's the truth.
you poopied the best.
Not a lot of people want a Star Fox game. It's not.
I ain't gonna pee-pee.
It's not like a top tier Nintendo franchise.
So then, why the next news story? Why are we putting so much resources into that?
Because
because it's not a real game.
Because all it takes is one entry to make a franchise a hit. Every game's got that break. Think about this. Final Fantasy was popular. Certainly. More so in Japan than here. But until Final Fantasy VII came out, that's when it really took off here. And now it's more popular here than it is in Japan.
And now, Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild is finally popular in Japan.
Yes, that's true.
And how many times did they have to go out there and say, let's try another game? So, but this is weird because this isn't even a real Star Fox game.
What do you mean? This is a Star Fox game.
It's a racing game.
Just because it doesn't have like this follow the same guy, you could call it a spin-off, but it's still a Star Fox game.
It's a racing game. Okay, so is Smash Brothers a Star Fox game? Fox is in it.
I wouldn't call it a Star Fox game, no. This is like the whole Star Fox universe.
It's a Star Fox themed skin on top of a racing game.
Well, isn't that what any racing game is?
And if Star Fox isn't that popular, then why are we giving him his own racing game?
I just explained that.
Because he's a hit. Because he was a hit back on the Super NES.
I was thinking about what I should say, and then I was like, you don't care anyway. Hello, Bjorna.
What? Hit me.
Let's talk about the rumor before we get into it.
Let's talk about it.
So
I'm all ears.
The rumor is Retro Studios is working on a game called Star Fox Grand Prix.
It's pricks.
Grand Prix.
For all those people who always thought that Star Fox was a cocky little jerk. He's the Star Fox
freak.
Grand Prix.
So this is a game apparently that's in the style of Diddy Kong Racing, which means it'll have boss battles, it'll have a hub that you travel around, and obviously it will have racing as well. Now, this rumor came out this week, but like I said in the video that I did, I personally, from multiple sources, have heard about this game, and I heard about it months ago. I heard about it in this amount of detail months ago from sources that I certainly trust and who do not want to be named. But yeah, I was like, well, let's see if this actually comes about. Now we have Kotaku and Eurogamer and Game Informer all have their own individual sources who they say are backing this up and confirm to them, yes, this is legit. So E3 is right around the corner. If this is real, and I believe it is, we'll probably at least hear about it then. Hello, highly anticipated. What a great name.
Highly anticipated.
I like it.
So yes, it seems that Star Fox is going to get the racing treatment. And for those of you who have played the multiple Star Fox entries, you would know that racing actually ties into the franchise in some parts because there's a whole storyline about how Fox and Falco, after their days in Star Fox are over, they like go to join like a racing circuit. And it's alluded to like a F-Zero kind of style, but they don't specifically say that. Mark D. Payne, I saw your question. I commented on it, and I told you I will answer it later. Hello, Nintorny. Thanks for joining us. Top-rated comment comes from Drew, and Drew says, this would be magnificent if handled correctly. Imagine an online space racing game where you fly through all kinds of planets and nebulas, asteroid belts at breakneck speed. After Zero Tank, this would be a good jolt. Plus, there was already James McLeod and F-Zero GX anyway. Why not just merge them? Well, we're going to find out. And if you're worried about this, here's what I would say. Don't worry. How many times has Retro worked on a Nintendo franchise where people are like, I don't know if they're going to be able to do this, and then it turned out to be amazing. They did it with Metroid and put it in first person. They took Donkey Kong and continued the Country franchise to make some of the best installments in it.
What are they going to do with this to make it different? You got to fly backwards the whole time.
What do you mean what I got to do to make it different?
Switch it up with Metroid and made it first person. What are they going to do with this one?
Well, we're going to find out.
8th person? Crazy.
Yes, 8th person. That's what they're going to do. Where would that camera be?
Bend over and I'll show you.
Whoa.
We're not doing this Call of Duty thing. We're skipping over it. GameStop had Call of Duty boxes. Call of Duty wasn't announced for the Switch. Whatever. Moving on.
Yeah, like big surprise.
All right, Fortnite. Fork knife for the
If you
lady
will.
at the table. Fortnite. Is it coming to the Switch or not? Who the hell knows? But
Maybe in about 14 days or so.
Iron Galaxy
It's a Fortnite joke.
is a developer that has worked on Fortnite. And Mark, I'm going to give you one more chance. If you post that one more time, I'm going to have to put you in a timeout. I can't let you keep flooding the chat like that.
He does this every week. Why are you putting up with it?
I'm going to put him in a timeout if he does it again.
You better.
Digital timeout. Iron Galaxy has worked on Fortnite, and they had a blurb on their website that was talking about the games that they've worked on. Now, there's a big debate because they had a blurb on their site. It said something, and it has been changed now. So they changed it either A, because it let out some information that shouldn't have been out there, or B, it was just incorrect to begin with, and people were reading the wording the wrong way. Hello, Tyrese. Hello, Bjorna. Here's what the blurb said. blah, 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 blah. Iron Galaxy Studios. Our best known creative works are the critically acclaimed Killer Instinct and Dive Kick, which are complemented by our technically superb Fortnite and Skyrim Switch ports. Now, they've removed that.
It says Fortnite. Have we been saying it wrong this whole time?
Fortnite. Well, anyway, that has been removed now, where they mentioned Fortnite. Now, people are saying they're just saying Fortnite, comma, and Skyrim Switch ports. But the fact that they say ports with a plural S on the end there would, to me, indicate they're talking about Fortnite and Skyrim for the Switch. Yeah. But either way, they've removed this blurb. So now we're all left wondering, was it a mistake? Was it a typo? Was it just poorly worded? Nobody knows.
The fact that they spelled Fortnite tells me it's a typo.
Fortnite, for day.
Somebody's got to go back to hunting and pecking when they do their press releases.
First comment comes from Shillelagh, and he says, I can confirm this job listing was true. I saw it about a half a day ago before it was altered. I actually posted it in this blah, 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 blah. Maybe I should have screen captured it. From what I can see, all they did was delete Fortnite end. Strange that they misspelled it. See, they misspelled it. Oh my God, they announced a new game. Fortnite is a new game. They were like, oh, we let our new game out there. So we shall see.
Not only is it a new game, but it's also being ported to the Switch.
Yeah, right. I don't know. Who knows what's going to be talked about at E3? Retro. We have another rumor about Retro, which is definitely more in the realm of rumor than the last story we talked about. Apparently, Retro might have a project in the works that may have been canceled or is about to be canceled.
It's like so much work to get up there.
We don't know anything about this project. It's just that inside sources are claiming Retro has 2 games in the works, one being Star Fox Grand Prix, and the other one being this other rumored game. And this game has been in development for quite some time, but it's had a troubled development, and Nintendo and Retro are fed up with it. And it may have been shelved or completely canceled altogether. So who knows if we'll ever find out what it is. But Retro has a history with canceled projects. They had a number of games they were working on for the GameCube that never panned out. So all companies do. It's just sometimes we hear about these rumored projects and sometimes we don't.
When's the last time Retro worked on a new IP? Or are all the games that they do modern, like remakes or re-envisioning of?
Well, they're a second party to Nintendo, so
they make retro games.
Thank you. I get it.
No, it's a valid point.
Well,
and anything that they do that's new, they
work on it. Here's a juicy little tidbit for you. Here's a juicy little tidbit for you. I've heard from very respectable sources that Retro worked on Nintendo Labo. Really? But Nintendo kept them out of the credits because they knew there would be a backlash.
Why would there be a backlash?
Because people would see Retros working on Nintendo Labo and they'd be like, that's a waste of their talent. They're doing this cardboard kid stuff and get all angry like they did.
Because they want like Metroid Prime 4.
Yes, because they had the whole... When Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze was originally announced, people were like, I don't want a Donkey Kong.
But what are the games? Are there games that are like retro-style games in Nintendo Labo?
Why do you keep asking this?
Because it's retro. The company...
You asked the question. I gave you a serious answer.
That's their theme. No, I'm following up with a follow-up question. Follow.
How am I supposed to know when their name's not in the credits? I just know they worked on the game.
Ask your respectable sources.
They don't know that information. Retro. They just know that Retro worked on the game, which is something I suspected before it came out.
Does Nintendo always pay them retroactively?
Yeah. We're done with this.
Actually, that's their press release. We've been working retroactively. Everything that they say is retro related.
I get it.
Retro.
First comment comes from Winzorg, and he says, according to multiple sources reporting to Kotaku, and into the trash it goes. So he's saying he does not trust Kotaku on that one. It's also reported by Game Informer, if that makes any difference, and not based on Kotaku's report, based on their own people.
Game Informer.
The cat is not gone, Bjorn. The cat's still here, just lower down on the chair, I promise.
He's sitting by me.
Nintendo grabbed some trademarks for franchises that we already know about. So when they grab trademarks like this, it could be something new in the works, or it could be they're just protecting their trademarks, one or the other. But people like to hear this stuff, so I will share with you. They have gotten new trademarks for Nintendogs, the legendary Starfy, Sin and Punishment, Flipnote Studio, Art Style, Yoshi's Island, Pikmin, F-Zero, Star Fox, and the Smash Brothers logo specifically. So, we know that Smash Brothers is coming out on Switch. There's a rumor of Star Fox getting the Grand Prix treatment. And we heard a while ago that another Pikmin was in the works. So those could be tied to new projects, but everything else might just be...
5 now?
Pikmin?
It's Pikmin getting around. 5,
well, it depends on how you count it.
Pikmania.
Oh, so we have Pikmin 1, 2, 3.
Or Hey Pikmin.
Then we have Hey Pikmin, and then there's this one. So is this Pikmin 5? They couldn't call it Pikmin 5 because everybody would be like, "Where's 4?" And they couldn't.
Oh
say,
yeah, okay. And we're worried about numbering of games.
Oh, I'm not.
Mega Man. No, what was the other one?
Go ahead. Let me hear about Mega Man.
No, not Mega Man, but there's a couple that are like named weird.
Let's hear it.
There's like Monster Hunter Tri. Okay. And then what's the next one after Monster Hunter Tri?
World.
That's not a number.
You're right. I can't argue against that.
What about, oh, man. You make me look like a fool, but you know I'm right. Some of the numbers get crazy.
I don't know. Well, yes.
Well, what's the latest one that just went from like something to X? And it's like, that's not 10.
What am I supposed to get out of that information?
10 or an X? I don't know. A game that came out recently that was number X. Letter X.
Was it Monster Hunter?
Was it X? Is it Monster Hunter X, right?
Isn't there a
I had the same
There's
problem.
Monster Hunter Double Cross.
That's what it is. So Monster Hunter 20. We go from Tri to World to 20.
1, 2, 3, World 20. What's so hard to understand?
If anything else in this world goes by those numbers, everybody gets upset.
Is this the 20th installment? No, it's the Double Cross installment. And where's 4? Oh, that's World. Have we cleared this up? Yeah, video games. Well, I mean, movies do it too. Movies, like you'll get, games and movies, obviously. You'll get like movie 1, 2, 3, and then it's a reboot, and it's just got the title of the original movie. Like, isn't that what the Ghostbusters is? Was there Ghostbusters 1 and 2, and then Ghostbusters?
Yeah, you have to, you got to call it Ghostbusters 2016. I mean, they do that with like a lot of movies.
But do they call it that? No, they just say Ghostbusters.
Did you watch that trailer?
Oh my God. That looks bad.
Whoa. It doesn't look anywhere near as bad as Fallen World or Kingdom, whatever that.
I'd take Fallen whatever over.
I'm gonna see it this last week. Fallen Kingdom, or Predator?
We were talking about the Jurassic Park movie, but I just saw
that trailer for the Jurassic Park movie made me like violently like sick. Angry.
I just saw the Predator trailer this week, and I was like, boy, this looks like they really.
There's a kid in it, so I'm
out.
assuming they're kind of, inappropriate content there. Child Predator. But here's my question. So these aliens are now shipping things via UPS to our houses so that they can come here? The opening of the trailer, this kid opens a FedEx box or like a UPS box, and there's a Predator hand in their laser beam. Like, what did it ship it to this country? What's the postage on that? That's crazy.
Just the whole trailer. See,
was that Olivia Munn though? Right?
It's pronounced Mung, actually. Olivia Mung. There's people in there that I recognize, but it certainly didn't look like
a. But that Jurassic Park
Tommy
trailers.
Tommy's saying, what about the new Bill and Ted? They better call it Bill. Well, no, those movies weren't 1 and 2. They were.
It was Excellent Adventure and then
Bogus Journey. Yeah, so they don't. So if they did Bill and Ted 3 now, then I'd be upset. But but God, I love the idea for the story in that movie. It's like one of the few sequels a bazillion years later where I'm like, yes, this makes sense. Have you guys heard the story? So in
time travel.
Yes,
if it's going to involve computer-generated Bills and Teds,
let me tell you. So, in the previous Bill and Ted movies, we find out that Bill and Ted make wild stallions, and their music brings about world peace. Mm-hmm. That's what we find out in the last movie. So, this new movie is about how Bill and Ted now have still not created the one song that makes world peace. So, them from the future come in and say, listen, You got to do this now, because if you don't do it now, we're screwed over. So future Bill and Ted help now Bill and Ted to make this song.
Hold on. They made it in the second one.
Did
Right?
they though?
Did they?
Yeah, old Bill and Ted went into the future and made the song, made World Peace, or they went into the future and came back with World Peace.
But this is about them making the song.
I mean, if they rewind and watch the movie, they know what the song is because we already saw the song.
Well, they don't
And
have
it
the
opened
luxury
up
of
my
watching the
eyes. I
movie.
saw the song.
They don't have the luxury of watching the movie.
But they already played it, or else we wouldn't have seen it.
The song that brings about world peace. We heard their song as Wild Stallions, yes, but we didn't hear the song that brings about world peace. We know they bring about world peace.
So wait, they brought about world peace? Wait, what's the song that we see at the end of the movie then?
I need to see the movie again.
God gave rock and roll to
Oh yeah,
you.
well that was a cover song. I think it was by Kiss.
So they didn't write it.
Whoa.
That was technically not a
Whoa.
So in one of the headlines, it says they brought about world peace, but we don't actually see
Yes,
the video.
yes, they need. That's my whole point.
But that's not the song.
my whole point.
That's not the song that brought the world peace.
No, their song that makes world peace isn't going to be a cover song of somebody else's song.
It could happen.
Gets to be like, what the hell, man? But no. And then obviously in this movie they talk to historical figures as
historical
well.
dudes.
Historical dudes, yes. So they're going to get some help. I'm all about it. I love what I read. I'm in.
Does it tie into John Wick at all?
Have to see.
They have a hard time establishing world peace, so they have to hire John Wick to assassinate
Yes.
a couple people.
Top rated comment on the trademark post comes from Stasky, and he says, while F-Zero has had an undeserving drought, Sin and Punishment is another franchise that really needs a new game. Treasure's installment on Wii was a masterpiece. Hopefully something is in the works. I hope so too, because I like that series, and I hope so for you. Our friend Emily Rogers, which I know some people do not believe or trust her, so you can skip this story if you want. But she is saying that Pokemon Switch is going to be officially revealed this month. Obviously, just speculation right now.
Which one is Emily Rogers?
I don't know what you want me to
Is
tell
there
you.
another person that got that Nintendo refused to ever do work with her again because of the leaks or something? Was that her?
Might have been that. Oh, what was her name? Kate something. I don't remember
the whole name.
But yes, that's the rumor right now, and then we have more to tie into that later, which I will get to.
Is she related to Mr. Rogers?
No. Mario Tennis Aces. We now have the details on the pre-launch tournament. So there's gonna be like a demo / pre-launch tournament. This kicks off on June 1st at 6 p.m. PDT, or as you know here, California time 6. And it runs through to June 3rd. And it's a tournament, and you play it online, and you got to download it on the Switch eShop, and you compete in a series of online multiplayer matches. The winners of each match will earn points based on their performance, with 5 additional characters to unlock by gaining enough points. Even if you don't want to participate in the tournament, you can still try out the game offline and get in some practice playing on-off single-player battles against a computer-controlled opponent. So there you go. You can play that demo, and then the full game comes out June 22nd. So pretty cool to see Nintendo doing more demos.
June 22nd. Jeez. You know, it's...
Is that your last day of school?
Looking at June. June.
Is that your last day of school?
No, June's... I don't think so.
Well, before you go for...
June's right around the corner.
Oh, it's like a week before
You really
somebody's
talking
birthday.
about June 22nd in relation to your birthday at the end of the month?
June's right around the corner, folks. I think I'd like to have a tea party for my birthday this year.
Oh, man.
Okay.
You're hot on that tea thing today.
Yeah.
Clark 2K says the adventure mode sounds as shallow as I feared.
The what?
Adventure mode.
Manch, would you come to my tea party?
He feared it was shallow, and he's hearing things to lead him to believe that.
Shallow.
No.
Nice warm milk.
I don't know what
I
it's
missed?
on.
You know what I missed?
That
Smash
sounds good.
Brothers story mode. I liked that.
Maybe Smash Brothers Switch will have one. Probably not.
Probably not. What am I, the only person that liked it? Come on, people.
No, lots of people liked it.
Come on, people.
All right, so we have more rumors about the upcoming Pokemon game for Switch, and here is all the rumored juicy details. Apparently, it's going to be called Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Pokemon Let's Go Eevee. So, 2 versions, obviously. And these are going to be remakes of Pokemon Yellow. They're set in the Kanto region, and Ash will not be the main character, but Ash and Blue will be the rivals to a new protagonist that players will control. Pokemon will follow the trainers around, and the Poke Ride function from Pokemon Sun and Moon will return. And it'll also integrate your Pokemon Go account. And catching a Pokemon will be similar to how Pokemon are caught in Pokemon Go. So, there's your rumored details about the next Pokemon game for Switch. I don't know if they're true, but hello, NWM. Again, we'll probably find out at E3. Clark2K says, I don't think a mainline Pokemon game would have this title. Well, prepare for disappointment then. Sonic's creator... or co-creator, I guess I should say.
Trying to like capitalize on the Pokemon Go. So they're like, oh, I want that. It's Pokemon Let's Go. Oh, I want that.
Sonic's co-creator, Yuji Naka, talked about how at one point he wanted to work for Nintendo. And he almost put those plans into motion. But then
almost got in through the front door.
So he made Sonic the Hedgehog, or co-created Sonic the Hedgehog, and then he left Sega right away. That was it. And he was thinking about how he wanted to work at Nintendo. So he actually went to Nintendo's offices. And he said he stopped his car in the parking lot. A security guard came out and looked at him suspiciously. And at that moment, he got scared and went home. So I said, if that security guard wasn't there, who knows what would have happened? He said he had read about other developers who had gotten calls from Nintendo because Nintendo was like, hey, come work for us. And Mr. Naka was like, boy, I hope I get a call. But he never got a call.
Oh, that's why he never left his house. He was waiting for that phone to ring.
It's still there right now.
I could have gotten an answering machine, but I didn't want to spend the money.
But Mr. Naka has had a very varied career. He returned to do some Sonic stuff. He also worked on things like Ivy the Kiwi.
Yeah, man.
Oh, that's right.
Good one.
Kyranos.
I bet Nintendo wishes they had that one.
Kyranosaurus says, God damn! If he just worked up that tiny bit of courage to walk right in, I feel like he'd be in a much stronger position as a developer. Maybe making more memorable games too.
Did you have a sign something Ivy the Kiwi or something? Or just a Let's Tap?
I got a Let's Tap, yeah.
Future tapping game?
I don't remember anything Ivy the Kiwi. No.
Ivy the Kiwi was such a sweet little looking
Kiwi.
Hi, Daniel. Hi. Yeah, hi, Daniel.
Kiwi? I thought kiwis are little green fruits.
Well, they start out as the bird and then they turn into the fruit when they die.
Oh, okay. No.
That's why they have a similar shape.
And only in New
And now
Zealand.
you learn something. Koei Tecmo's president says he really wants to work on a Mario game, and he doesn't care what the genre is. This is his statement. Mr. Hisashi Koinuma says, I'd like to have the opportunity to work on Nintendo's Mario. I like how he says that, like just in case we were thinking of somebody else's Mario. Basically, he's a character I've been playing with ever since I was a kid. So if I could if I could do something with him, I'd be really happy. I think anything would be great. Even a simulation would be good. I think anything would be great. Even a simulation would be good. So Koei Tecmo has worked on a number of Nintendo franchises. Obviously, most recently, they've done stuff like Fire Emblem Warriors and Hyrule Warriors.
With Nintendo's Link.
With Nintendo's Link, yes. And Nintendo's... what's the Tharja? Chocolate Shake says, actually, a Mario Warriors game is a Warriors game I'd finally be interested in. The perfect way to bring back Super Princess Peach.
Would that be funny? Like to have that? Like all the people that you have to fight are just Goombas and you're in a cartoony Mushroom Kingdom world?
I don't know how I feel about it. Omar, I see what you're saying. Omar's quoting some Daniel Bryan in there. He says, if you fight for your dreams fight for you.
Oh.
What if it was like a Mario game but played in the style of like God of War or something, or like where it's just craziness and you have to just go button smash?
Well, I posted I sent out a tweet with an image of barcode from Walmart that had a listing for God of Wario. the sticker says God of Wario underneath God of War.
Maybe it's God of
Interesting.
War 10.
That's what it is. Maybe this is the 10th
Well, we
installment.
call March 10th Mario Day.
We do.
So let's call God of War 10 God of Wario.
Can we get Crazy Colonel or someone to do a God of Wario artwork?
I'm sure we could, but not this week. I believe
Right.
he's busy. But he already sent me some artwork for this week,
I actually
which is devil related.
was thinking
Nice.
of asking him if he would do some commission work for me
For what?
for my parents' business.
Weird.
Okay.
Hey guys, what animal?
They're an LLC.
Did you read this? What animal did Sonic used to be?
Sonic, cheetah.
No.
Well, I know he used to be a little boy.
Yes.
At one point, he was also an echidna,
Mm,
like
I don't know.
cardinals or something.
I was going to say armadillo.
No. Sonic the bunny.
Ugh.
Oh, that's what it was. Yeah.
I'm not buying it.
This
Prove
is
it.
Yuji Naka talking about it.
Prove it.
Uh,
I don't believe you.
Sonic the Bunny Hog.
Yeah.
He's talking about the
Yeah.
beginnings of
The
Sonic,
hedgehog.
and he says, in the beginning, it was just a program where you moved a ball-like object around. Then at some point, it was a rabbit, but something felt very off about it. And ultimately, we decided to give the character a somersault attack.
Bunnies
Yeah.
can't do somersaults and hedgehogs can.
Well, he says, if a rabbit does a somersault attack, it's just going to hurt itself, right? So we thought it would be better to have some animal with a hard shell or spines. Two possibilities came up, an armadillo or a hedgehog. The hedgehog won out
Wow.
because it's faster. And it
That's
eats
close.
its own poop.
I was close.
You were close, yes. Well, there is an armadillo in the Sonic series,
Wait.
returning in Sonic Mania for
Wouldn't a
Sonic
rabbit-
Mania Plus.
Wouldn't a rabbit be faster than a hedgehog? Though?
You would think so.
Right?
Yeah.
That's why there's Jazz Jackrabbit.
Do we not know? I mean,
Or, I'm sorry,
Did they not
Jizz.
know?
Jizz Jackrabbit.
What?
Some guy with dumb hair says
Jizz
the rabbit
Jack-
concept art looks something like this. Well, now I need to see it.
Oh, this little
Oh, I
cat
saw
wolf
that.
is
Yeah,
so
I don't know if that's true or
uncomfortable.
not. Did you play Layton's Mystery Journey, Catriel, and the Millionaire's Conspiracy on 3DS, Nikki Hill?
No.
Did you play Layton's Mystery Journey, Catriel, and the Millionaire's Conspiracy?
On mobile?
On
No.
mobile? Well, although not announced for North America or
If
Europe
only
yet.
I had a version on the Switch, raw meat.
Well, in Japan, they're going to have it, and we probably will too here. It's called Layton's Mystery Journey, Catriel, and the Millionaire's Conspiracy DX.
Oh, or D-Cross.
Are you ready?
Bump, bump.
Yes, and it's getting a port to the Switch. It's coming out in Japan on August 9th, 2018. It will let you use a touch pen or your finger or traditional controls
Pen
if you'd
15.
rather that. And there's going
Are
to
you
be some
sure it's
NFC figurines, but they are not going to be amiibo.
Are you sure it's not the Layton's Mystery Journey, Catriel, and the Millionaire's Conspiracy, and then this face?
It could be that. That's true. That is the DX face, yes. I just don't know how you would.
I did.
What would you say that though? Well, like if you were buying it, then instead of saying DX, what would you say? Sokar says, of all the games you could port, you have to port the worst one. Great. Well, it's the newest one, and they probably want to improve sales of it. So
If I got you a hammock that also had
Yes.
like a bug net around it, like that, would you sit in it?
maybe.
I really wish that we had trees in the backyard enough to put a hammock on.
Oh, I should have mentioned this during the Pokemon story, but it's another top story later. Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Pokemon Let's Go Eevee were domains were registered by a third-party company, and this is a third-party company that Nintendo has worked with to register domains for other games, including Pokemon Sun and Moon. So
That's not a title that they would put for a traditional game.
yeah, I know. I like how people get mad about the dumbest stuff. Like, it has to be Pokemon Orange and Purple. It can't be Let's Go Eevee and Pikachu. That's just dumb. Like, I'll never forget how Drew Michaels reacted to The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess. He's like, really? That's the name? Not buying that crap. And I was like, I don't even know what to say to you. Like, why? Because it says princess in it? He's like, yeah, and Twilight. I was like, What? And this was before Twilight was a thing. When was the Twilight book written?
Oh my God, 10,
Oh,
12,
I didn't even make that
13
connection.
years ago?
It's not,
I don't
it's
think
not
he was
because of
making the
Twilight
connection
time
back
either.
then.
Okay.
That's why I was excited for it. Hey guys, the Wii game that a lot of people really enjoyed, but came out very late in the system's life, is getting a new lease on life.
What is it?
It's Go Vacation.
Oh.
Go Vacation is coming to Switch, and Nintendo is actually publishing it. From skydiving and beach volleyball to tennis and even snowball fights, Kauai
Snowball
Island.
fights? Oh, it's not summer vacation.
Kawaii.
With more than 50 different games and activities to enjoy.
Have you played it?
I played it. Yeah, I actually really liked it. It's pretty unique for the type of game that it is.
Who made it? Destination? Or something?
Bandai Namco.
Oh, okay.
Bandai
Oh,
Namco.
weren't they saying they were excited to bring stuff to the Switch?
Yes, but they
Sports.
specifically said new stuff. But they said
Nude?
their new.
Nude stuff.
This
You
is
make that
new.
joke every time.
This is new to the Switch.
They said their new stuff will start in the summer.
Of 2021?
First comment comes from Silent Hero, and he says, "This game looks fun. I'll keep an eye on it. Minigame collections tend to be hit or miss, and I'm hoping this one is a hit." Yes, it is a hit. I played it. I greatly enjoyed it. Very fun. Fun romp. I hope Langwin says nude tane. Yes. Nude
That's what I was thinking.
tane. North America this week's digital downloads. North America got Hyrule Warriors Definitive Edition. It also got, or it's getting Runner 3 on May 22nd. Little Nightmares Complete Edition is now available. Mega Man Legacy Collection and Mega Man Legacy Collection 2 both come out on May 22nd. Also new this week, Baseball Stars Professional, the Neo Geo game. All this stuff is Switch unless I say otherwise. Banner Saga 1. Calculation Castle, Greco's Ghostly Challenge Edition. Yes, it is a math game. And also, Calculation Castle, Greco's Ghostly Challenge Division. Calculation Castle, Greco's Ghostly Challenge Multiplication. And Calculation Castle, Greco's Ghostly Challenge Subtraction. Disco Dodgeball Remix is available on the 22nd. The Fair Rune Collection is available. Framed Collection is available.
What is Framed? Is it the horror?
It's a no, it's a
Forgot it.
award-winning puzzle franchise, given the thumbs up by none other than Hideo Kojima himself. He didn't work on it, but he's like, this game's the S. Happy Birthdays has a demo on May 22nd. That's a game about making life and dinosaurs.
Oh.
Yep. Henry the Hamster Handler.
Ow! He
Came
bit
out.
me.
Ice Cream Surfer, Invisiballs, Johnny Turbo's Arcade, Super Burger Time, Kitten Squad, Never Stop, Urban Trial Playground got a demo, White Knight, Yonder the Cloudcatcher Chronicles, and then finally on 3DS, Block a Pix Color.
So we've definitely,
available.
have we reached into shovelware for a very popular gaming system?
What? Well, you tell me what title you're talking about, and I'll tell you if you're wrong or not.
Half of them, man. What are some of these titles?
Steel Diver says, "I'll be picking up Girly Warriors and Super Burger Time. Seeing these old arcade games come to Switch really reminds me of how great Virtual Console would be. Of course, they only do it for the Fisher-Price Wii U. God forbid they put them on an actual good piece of hardware. You have the Virtual Console games there. Companies are releasing old games every week. You don't need Nintendo to say Virtual Console. You're getting the old games."
What about Invisiballs? Oh, excuse me.
I think it's getting decently reviewed, to tell you the
What
truth.
about Ice Cream Surfer?
Well, that was also on Wii U. I don't know. Other than the screenshots, which don't look good to me, I don't know if the game is good.
Kitten Squad? Did I ask about that?
Kitten Squad is a free game by PETA.
Oh, that's made by
PETA.
the Luke
People for the ethical treatment.
Yeah.
Bernard
Yes.
made that.
And I believe they spelled his name wrong in the press release.
Oh.
Europe, this week's digital downloads. What did Europe get? Europe got Hyrule Warriors Definitive Edition, Little Nightmares Complete Edition, Battle Chasers Night War, Never Stop, The Mystery of the Hudson Case, Splitter Critters, The Adventures of Elena Temple, Wizard of Legend, Baseball Stars Professional, the Fairune Collection, Fox and Forests, Framed Collection, Ice Cream Surfer, Invisiballs, Silver Star Chess, the Banner Saga, White Knight, Yonder the Cloudcatcher Chronicles, Henry the Hamster Handler, the Pinball Arcade,
What's
and
that
the demo
one about?
for Urban Trial Playground. Let me tell you. The Ancient Art of Hamster Alchemy, a long forgotten lore until now. Join the team at Hamsters Inc. as they delve into the practice and reveal that hamsters must endure as many near-death experiences as possible. And over time, the little furry balls of fun turn into bronze, silver, and gold. It's your job to ensure that they survive the ordeal before they get melted down and turned into a fancy pair of earrings.
Oh my gosh.
There you go. That
horrifying.
did not go.
Oh my
the way I
gosh,
thought.
VR. You can play this virtually. Woo! Volume.
What are you looking at?
Harry the Hamster Handler. Ooh, this is a must-buy.
DLC for Gear Club Unlimited.
This is a virtual
Can
reality.
you at least watch it without the sound? It's not virtual reality on Switch. It was a virtual
Obviously.
reality game.
Unless, spoiler alert, we're getting VR on Switch this week.
Pick a Pick Deluxe has DLC. The Pinball Arcade has DLC. World Neverland has DLC. We're not doing any of
This
that.
is like looking into the future.
DLC for Shin Megami Tensei Strange Journey Redux or Redo, however you want to say that. Wii U special deals. Here we go. All right, 3DS Theme Shop got Smiley World Denim Badge 1. It also got Smiley World Denim Badge 2, Smiley World Patchtastic 1,
Oh my god.
and Smiley World Patchtastic
He's killing all the
2.
hamsters, Kirby.
He's cowing them? What?
Killing. This is a hectic game.
So there's your releases in Europe, my friends.
And I'd rather play this virtually.
Mom, not now. I'm busy.
What the hell? Why is he shooting the hamster?
Is it actually your mom?
Oh, you fried him.
Yeah, my mom's texting me.
Hi, honey.
First comment comes
Mommy
from.
loved you.
Oh God! Don't make me scroll the whole thing
Holy
again.
smokes.
First comment comes from Steel Diver, and he says, "I have a physical European copy of Yonder coming to me that I pre-ordered at PAX. However, it drives me up the wall that the spine text is in the middle for European games, unlike North America and Japan, which is at the top. As if I didn't have enough reasons to be angry about video games, this takes the cake and pisses on it."
Oh,
Wow.
Cake farts.
it's not a cake you want to eat.
This is a cake that it farts on my cake.
This is a cake that likes to fart. This cake is a cake that likes to fart.
fart.
We're not gonna do that.
You both make the same sound.
No, I burped up.
All right, so here's another example. Oh my goodness gracious! Really?
What happened?
Yeah, we're late, but that's also because we started at half an hour.
I
no,
smell
that's
like
not true.
beef.
We started at 4 o'clock almost.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean the show runs longer because we started
Your
later.
computer still started recording. That's always on time.
Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze. Here's a perfect example of why Nintendo is porting Wii U games to the Switch. Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze on the Wii U sold a total of 118,000 units in Japan. That's just Japan. In North America, Donkey Kong Country Tropical... No, I lied. Let me start again.
God, stop.
Oh boy.
In Japan,
Why do we come here for news? We can't get reliable news.
in Japan, on the Wii U, Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze sold 118,000 units. It did that in 46 weeks. Now, Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze is available on the Switch in Japan. And in Japan, the game has sold 122,000 units. So it already beat the Wii U version. It sold that in 2 weeks. The Switch version beat out the Wii U version in 2 weeks. The Wii U version needed 46 weeks in Japan to get to that total. So now you see, that might be some of the greatest evidence yet as to why Nintendo is doing these.
Yeah, but the install base is so much higher too.
No, the install base isn't that much higher for like the Wii U was
and the
at like
Switch.
at the end of its lifespan there was at like 13.4 million. The Switch is at what, 17 million, 18 million? It's not that much higher.
Yeah, but 13,
Yes, 13 is less than 17, yes.
it's 4 million.
For it to be
More.
done in for fewer weeks, the install base difference is not
44
that
pure.
big. That's a huge difference.
You know, but then it also had a couple of years of people seeing Tropical Freeze on the shelf, and now they're finally get it for the Switch, and they're like, "Oh, it's finally out for my system."
Omar made a joke that you should have made.
What?
He said the Switch version of Tropical Freeze beat the Wii U version in a fortnight.
Oh,
Him says, happy for retro game really deserves this second shot. Yes, it does. It is like this. Mwah. The Bene Smucha. It's so good. Call of Duty, no plans to bring it to the Switch. The end. Like we said, is there another top stories page? No, there can't be.
no.
There's not. Okay, good. Woo! All right.
All right.
All right.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. Kirby, what did you play this week?
Oh boy.
Oh,
So last week I downloaded Yotun on
oh, you did.
on the Switch.
Oh, we talked about this one, right?
Yotun. We talked about the game.
I know we
Yeah.
mentioned
Jotun?
it, yeah.
Yoben?
Joden.
So I'm currently at the final boss.
Don't know spoilers.
I'm pretty sure it's the final boss.
No spoilers.
Don't no spoilers.
I don't know.
Oh, no spoilers.
It's not a very long game. Well, I'll just get the positives out of the way first. For those of you who haven't played the game or haven't seen any footage or anything, it's a game, based on Norse and Viking mythology. You play as a Viking warrior named Thora. She's a female Viking warrior who dies an inglorious death and has to basically travel through these different landscapes and collect runes and defeat these giant elemental creatures. I think those are the Jotun.
Jotun.
Is this in Valhalla or something? Or
I think so.
is Valhalla their
It's they're
their afterlife?
the afterlife. So the game features a lot of a very nice hand-drawn animation.
Yeah, I love the art in that game.
A lot of very nice artwork. I like the mythology angle. It's very informative for people that are into that stuff. I like the fact that I know there's a lot of like Norse Viking themed video games, especially action games like the new God of War. This is the only game I can think of where I played as a female Viking, which is noteworthy. Other than that, I have to say I did not enjoy playing this game.
Whoa!
Yeah, I wanted to like it. I didn't hate it, but to be honest, there were moments where I came very close to hating this game.
Wow! What made that happen?
He had to play as a female Viking character.
I'm pretty sure it started the moment I opened up the map screen for the first time and realized that there was no indicator on the map to show me where I was. And when I saw that, I was just like, oh, no. And yeah.
Hi, Kim.
So, other than the boss fights, your main challenge in this game is to figure out where the hell you are and where you're supposed to go. The map, here's another thing I didn't like. This map screen. The map it's essentially a map screen and a pause screen simultaneously. The map itself is like maybe a quarter of the screen. It's not very detailed at all. It will show you where you're supposed to get to, like where you need to go to find the runes and the items and stuff. But that's about it. The main challenge when you're not fighting bosses in this game, your challenge is trying to find your way through a maze. It's like pin the tail on the donkey.
Or could
Basically.
you say it's like original Metroid or Kid Icarus, where you didn't have maps and you had to just make your way through the game, not knowing where you're going? So there's like a whole generation of games.
I guess, and yeah.
And you think fighting your way back to the world of the living is supposed to be easy?
Boy, this guy.
Huh?
Well, it is episode 666. I guess somebody's got to be the devil's advocate.
Oh!
Good night, everybody.
Nice.
That was really good.
Thank you.
So yeah, the boss fights that I mentioned are
Good distraction. He's not going to answer my question.
I guess they're supposed to be like the selling point of the game because the bosses they're all huge. They're all very nicely animated.
They clean up nice.
I found like I said, I've almost beaten the game. But the boss fights, I did get frustrated because sometimes there will be a lot of things on screen at once. And I forgot to mention, you don't control the camera in this game. It's like an isometric view. The camera will randomly like pull in and out.
Oh, I don't like.
Depending on where you are in how close you are to the boss characters. And yeah, sometimes it was impossible for me to tell where I was on the screen, and that would result in me taking damage and getting killed. What else? But yeah, getting back to like the exploration, exploration aspect, it was just very hard for me to make my way through these levels, because a lot of the backgrounds they all kind of look the same, and the fact that you don't control the camera, it just like made it very hard for me to figure out where I was in relation to my surroundings.
But the important part is you've stuck it through to the end.
Yeah, it's like I said, it's not a very long game, which I don't know is fine with me because the game is crap. but it also sucks because I paid like $15 for it.
Did you start mapping it out on your own, or did you just work through it?
I'm at the end of the game, so it took me a while, but I made it through. And also combat is very, very simple, and I don't know, I found it kind of stiff control wise.
I'm looking at the Metacritic score.
The scores were very positive for this game.
Critics consensus is 75 and user consensus is 75. So
yeah,
your character has,
once Kirby votes on that, it's gonna drop.
Your character has a 2-hit combo that's very slow.
Whoppa.
Which I guess is kind of realistic since it's you're carrying this heavy axe, but you don't move. You have to do it while you're standing still. She just kind of goes and I don't know.
Hearing you talk about it makes me want to play it more. I'm just curious.
Did you play it?
I've played a demo.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Sounds like the full version is a demo. You know what I'm saying?
I'm sure there's plenty of people who enjoyed the game, and like I said, I wanted to like this game. It looked very interesting.
Yeah, I imagine you don't pay for a game wanting to hate it.
yeah, and I stuck it out. Like I've almost beaten it. But yeah, I'm not even exaggerating. I had no fun at all playing this game.
Did you play anything else?
That was it. It put me off of video games for life.
Mom Brain, did you play anything?
Nope.
Okay, that's great. Nikki Hill, did you play anything?
I played whatever that Pac-Man thing was.
Oh.
Pac-Man Championship Edition
Pac-Man
2.
Championship Edition 2.
I think that's what it's
I
called.
never played the first one. Or does it start with 2? Crazy numbers.
No, it doesn't start with 2.
That was crazy and palm sweat inducing. And then I played Chariot with you. Super Chariot.
Yeah.
And I think we did. So Kirby said watching us play that gave him agita.
I thought we did really well.
Huh?
I thought we did.
I thought we did better this time than we did the first go around on
it
Xbox.
just made me very anxious because I never knew
when I was going to drop something.
I never knew if you were actually holding down on the D-pad or not.
I try so hard. You don't even understand. When I
don't
play
understand,
games,
and I'm playing.
And I'm trying to do something, and my character starts climbing on a wall. I'm like, I'm not going there. Or I think I'm pushing down, and I start walking around. I don't know. It's the controller's fault. But I don't have a whole heck of a lot of time today, but I would like to try to get into that a little bit more. Plus, I want to see if we can get this guy to throw up from watching us play. Would be a good story.
It wasn't that bad, was it?
I don't know, but the light control is awesome, and I'm glad that after 12 years, we finally have lights responding to games like what we saw at E3 in 2006.
Yeah, so the Switch version and other versions, I don't think the Wii U version had it, but the Switch version of Super Chariot lets you connect with your Philips Hue lights if you have them, and we have them. So it will connect with the lights and it will interact with the game. So depending on what you're doing in the game, be it visiting certain sections of a level or getting an item or high-fiving each other, certain things will happen with the lights. The lights are always going on the fly. It's not like it's not like there's only certain instances where the lights are doing things. The lights are always dynamically changing with what's going on screen. It's really cool. It's just
I just kind of wish that the lights were in front of us, not behind us, because it would register more for me that way.
I mean, that would be my living room setup, not the game's fault. I have 4 Philips Hue lights, but I only have 2 that change color. Okay,
that's not in the instructions. Put the lights behind you.
I mean, we can make it happen. We can move them.
Why don't we move the TV around?
Yes.
Why don't we put
that's
a
much better idea.
We'll do
pick up the 2 lights or move the TV.
Definitely move the
TV. You play anything else?
If you have another idea, I'm all ears.
I think all right, did you play anything else?
No. No, I don't think so.
Okay.
Yeah, and
Rami.
Yes.
Did you play anything?
Yes, I did. Let me continue talking about Super Chariot. So I know I've said this before, and I've said it with the Wii U version, but I really need to stress it. Super Chariot, in my opinion, is one of the greatest co-op games ever, if not the best one. The level of which you have to cooperate with your partner is 100%. It's 100%.
I think that's why we did better this time, because we've really grown together over these last couple of years.
We have. I don't think that's true. It's just, I love a co-op experience where the two of you playing together really matters. It's not just like, I like beat 'em ups when you play through a beat 'em up together and you help each other fight enemies and stuff like that. Yes, but you can do that on your own. You don't need the second person there. With Chariot, you can obviously play by yourself as well, but
you can't get everything.
Can't get everything. Yeah, there's certain sections.
Oh, you probably could.
Well, there's certain sections that have a 2-person sign, so you need.
Yeah, but you can also get those tie downs, so you might be able to work it.
You might be able to finagle some stuff. Yeah. But it is. I can't say enough good things about it. I was talking to the developers this week about it because I'm in love with that game. It deserves so much more attention than it got.
The voice acting's great. The graphics are great.
Yes, the voice acting is really good. The graphics are really pleasing.
The fact that you can high five each other and that changes that does a little burst of your light.
The music is fantastic. It's really like a top notch, like very well done experience all the way through. They obviously put a lot of work into it. It certainly deserves more attention and praise than it's getting. I feel like I never heard anybody talking about it. Let's do Chariot.
I feel like I heard you talking about it. Guy won't shut up. I enjoyed that.
So yeah, there is a demo if you're on the fence about it. Check out the demo. I can imagine it would be much more fun if it was played 2 people than 1 person, but still. See, Chariot has a 76 review score on Metacritic. I feel like that is low. Like
they probably didn't get very good.
I don't know what people have problems with.
Let's see.
Yeah, maybe people are just playing it single player or something.
Let's see. Here's a 75. Chariot is a fun, albeit slow-paced platformer with a refreshing art style and an interesting concept.
I don't know if it's slow-paced. There's just a lot of stuff. Like, there's a lot of ground to cover.
Oh, this is why I don't read reviews. This site says, it's a competent but unambitious physics platformer. How is it unambitious? That's complete opposite of what I would say. It's very ambitious. I don't get it.
What do they mean by ambitious?
Now, see, here's an article I can understand. It says, Chariot is a great addition to the co-op game library, but alone it becomes tiresome. I can understand playing alone could get tiresome, yes, because the whole game's a struggle. The whole point is it's a struggle and you have a friend with you, so that makes it. But
sometimes that friend being with you is the struggle.
Like me.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm not. I'm fed up with this world. Whatever. All right, so I played that. I also played
Fortnite.
I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about it, but it's so dumb that I can't talk about it, so I'm going to mention it anyway. I've been playing Mega Man Legacy Collection 1 and 2. If I can't tell you that, I don't know why. Because it's a collection of old games.
Shut up.
There's another game that I got that's an old game, and they're like, yeah, everything's under embargo until launch. And I'm like, why? People have played this already. But yeah, I'm playing Mega Man Legacy Collection 1 and 2. I've played a little bit of Mega Man 4. I played a little bit of Mega Man 8. I've played a little bit of Mega Man 7. I played a little bit of 7. Yes, that's it. It's the classic. What am I gonna say? What am I gonna puppy? They all play right. They look great. They sound great like they used to. Like that's it. I have to wait to give you my full thoughts. So I played that. I played more Runner 3. Obviously, I'm going through and getting the extra stuff, and I really enjoyed Runner 3. I really don't want to spend too much time talking about it here. Because I have the video review of it. It's like a 25-minute video review where I really pour my heart out about the game and explain how it makes me feel and what I think of it. So you can check that out. But yeah, I really enjoy the game. And as far as rhythm games go, I feel it's one of the most deep and unique, not only of the Runner franchise, but of just the genre in general. So yes, I'm enjoying my time with that. Play that. I also played some Pac-Man Championship Edition, whatever it's called, Pac-Man Championship Edition 2 last night with Kirby's brother, and we had some fun.
Let's have a little fun.
Let's have a little fun. Yeah, I just really like that game. And the soundtrack and everybody dancing along, all the characters dancing along to the music in the game while you're playing. That's another really fun co-op game, but certainly just as much fun on its own. Thank you, the Aloe Wolf. I appreciate it. The Aloe Wolf says, I loved your review, Armsy. Well, thank you. I always try and do my reviews differently because everybody's always like, I'm not knocking it because they work for companies. I get it. But everybody's like, I don't know. Super Chariot is a great platformer if you're playing together, but how is it alone? Like radio weirdo voice and like very like.
What were you about to say?
Like NPR?
What do you mean?
Were you about to speak?
I have no idea what you're talking
I thought you were about to speak ill of NPR at my home.
No.
Table
No, if I was reviewing Super Chariot as NPR, it'd be like, Super Chariot harkens back to a time where chariots were parts that you brought dead people out on.
I remember riding the chariots around Lake Wobegon.
You can't talk about Lake Wobegon anymore.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I try and make my reviews.
in the chair.
I know. I try and make my reviews different. I like my reviews to be like a stream of consciousness, like a very like impassioned reviews, where I'm not worried about like, I don't know. My reviews are different. I see people say they do really appreciate the way I do reviews, and I see other people say that they don't appreciate it. So, they, you know, I completely understand it. Totally get it. Just, you know, I feel personally we don't need another outlet or site or person breaking down like every single like mechanic and everything. Like I feel I should tell you how the game makes me feel, the things that I did like, but I don't need to go into like super amounts of detail. I hate ruining games for people. Like I want you to get in an experience. I want to tell you that the experience was good and I enjoyed it. Thanks, Ewan. We'll see you later. So I played that, and I played more God of War. I played some God of War last night, trying to get back into it because I said I was in a bit of a slump with it, where I was kind of like, it's very. I still feel like it's very old school. I'm not saying that's bad. It's just it's extremely linear, and the areas that you fight in are small for the most part, and it just doesn't jive with what I am looking to get from a God of War game, I guess. Because you know you were restricted to a linear path and areas in all the other God of War games, but you had more open areas for beating the crap out of a whole bunch of enemies and stuff like that. It's just.
So you're saying that like when during the the action when you're fighting monsters, the areas are just kind of like two
boxes.
Okay.
Yeah. Not like where I'm like I don't feel like I have room to move, but they're just very. It's a different feel from the other God of War games. And I'm not saying that's bad. I'm just saying for me, it's I'm at odds with it. But I really enjoy the story. I think the story is really good. The story is definitely one of my main motivators in going through. I think the characters are done really well. I think the voice acting is fantastic. It has a story that's got me intrigued and wondering what's going to happen. So, and obviously it's expertly crafted and beautiful to look at, and it sounds fantastic. Like there's a whole bunch of great things about the game. I just feel like at its core, it's very, very old school, and I don't mind that, but it's just not what I think of for God of War. But I'll see it through to the end. And then last night I also played Galgun 2.
Oh, that's right.
I played Galgun 2 with your brother. For those that don't know, Galgun 2
Game of the year.
It's a game where you play as this high school kid, and he's in high school with these other girls, and they've been possessed by demons, and you have to shoot the demons off of them or out of them. And you do so by wearing this special helmet and using this special gun that's given to you by an angel. But the helmet and gun have a side effect. They make you irresistible to all the women around you. So they like run at you and like push you down because they want to like pounce you, and they're just in love with you. And yeah. It's exactly how it sounds. But I will say this, honest to God, I mean this. I only played it once last night. I am going to play it again.
You were so excited to download it.
I wanted your brother to see it so bad. I will say this about the game. Honest to God, the actual mechanics of the gameplay I felt to be engaging. I took over after your brother finished up.
Engaging or engorging?
Engorging. It reminds me of like a Time Crisis or something like that. And you don't see too many games like that nowadays. Like you don't see too many on-rail shooters, except the camera's not moving dynamically, or the camera's not moving down a path. You pick locations you want to go to after you defeat a wave of girls. Yeah. But it's in 360 degrees, so you're looking up, down, left, right, all over behind you. Yeah, and I like those on-rail shooters, and this is certainly on rails, although you're not riding rails. You're just you're in a fixed position. But I like the mechanic of like zooming in and shooting and using there's like a vacuum feature on the gun to suck up the little devil creatures and stuff. I think all of that's fun. Like I honestly had a lot of fun with it, and I changed the controls because they have default controls that are so weird, really weird. But I changed the controls to feel more like a first-person shooter, and now I'm really into it. And you know what it reminded me of? And this is going to sound real weird. If anybody knows what Elemental Gearbolt is, which was a light gun shooter on the PS1, it reminds me of that in a way, just the way the mechanics play out. And I like that game, so I like this. Omar says, quote, played, unquote, it last night. Yes, I played it last night. Yes, there are motion controls to Kona, and you can have motion controls for when you zoom in for fine movement, or you can have motion controls on the whole time. So you can just aim at motion controls the whole time. And I have motion controls on the whole time because when I was playing it, I was like, man, this would be so much better if I could use motion controls the whole time rather than just when zoomed in. So I went in the options, and you can do that. Yes, I'm sorry, the Owl Wolf, not motion controls, emotion controls. So honest to God, I'm being flat out honest with you. I like the gameplay mechanics. I need to see more of the rest of the game, but I did one, or I did 2 stages, and I had fun. I liked it. And I like the silliness aspect of it, like, because the way the girls are, like, you know, obsessing with you, but they come out of all crazy locations. Like, they'll jump out of, like, the windows of the top floor of a school, or, like, hide behind bushes and stare at you, or, like, come out of the sewers and crawl out underneath benches and stuff. I like that silly stuff. Just the rest of the game might make you feel weird. I was thinking you were upstairs last night and you didn't see the game at all, but you could hear it. And it's just like girls like, oh, 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 oh. And I was like, I wonder what she thinks is going on down here.
I was asleep.
Oh, that's great. So that's game. All right, that's everything I played. We got to hurry up here. We are doing a question because I didn't do one last week. Blake says, What do you people use as a writing instrument and why? I personally use mechanical pencils because you can erase what you write, control the darkness of the stroke, and you don't have to sharpen it all in one package.
I have really bad luck with mechanical pencils. I'm one of those people who always breaks the point, no matter how gentle
Yes, I am one of those people as well. I love pens.
I like pens, but I like, you know, a very, like, I hate, like, cheap pens where it looks like you're basically like using a really thin crayon.
Yes.
Yeah. So I like.
She's always got pens that feel so good.
Yeah, it seems like when the pens are like made in Japan, the quality is much higher.
Japens.
Oh my God!
But here's my question: if you've got one last pen, and then a lead mechanical pencil,
what do you use first?
Which one do you use first?
That's a
I use the pen and then I throw away the mechanical pencil. I hate pencils.
You don't like it when like you go to prolong your lead on the mechanical pencil and just slides right out?
Oh, makes me crazy.
I don't mind using a pencil as long as the point is sharp. There's something about using a really dull pencil that just, like, irritates me.
I remember doing like Scantrons in school with a dull pencil. Stakona says you can get mechanical pencils that use thicker lead.
I like those. True. I have some of those. Now at work, most of the data that we take during the day is on iPads, but sometimes it's just too tedious to take it on the iPad, so we have to take like hand graph it, and well, we have to hand enter it, but we take the data on paper. And the boxes that you use to score the intervals are really small. And so it's myself and 2 teaching assistants in the classroom, and I get really, really, really irritated if they don't leave a mechanical pencil like in the area of the student whose data is taken that way, because I can't use a regular pencil because it doesn't fit nicely. Mm-hmm. It's just very, very upsetting. And not that long ago, the speech therapist like must have used that mechanical pencil while she was working with the kid, and then like taken it with her and not remembered it was ours. And I was like, who took my good mechanical pencil?
Cammy
that's the only way I'll
how about
use
the
them.
mechanical pencils that used to have the little pump there?
Yeah.
So you didn't even have to move your hand. You just go.
Cammy says, I don't like promoting other podcasts, but The Pen Addict is a great pen podcast. Well, that'd be an interesting one to listen to. Thanks for your question, Blake. If you want to send us a question about video games or Nintendo specifically or anything in general, send it to GoNintendoQuestions@gmail.com.
Where?
That is GoNintendoQuestions@gmail.com. We got a lot of them in here. I'm very excited about that, and we can always use more.
Or like when you pump out the pencil lead and then you go to write, but it wasn't long enough and it shoots back in.
It goes back in like a bad turd.
Let's do this music.
It's cold out. Is it?
I got music. You want to hear it? You want to hear it? Oh.
that what
Now,
it sound
before
like?
we start,
Exactly what you said.
B. Maury sent this in and said, here's a bit of a bonus quote song I put together after RMC's first note guess on the January 28th, 2018 episode. I don't know what it is, so
Do I have to guess again?
I don't know.
This song comes from Blake Morris.
I can. What's going on?
Restarted the whole.
Beautiful.
What's going on?
Donkey Country.
Oh boy.
Oh my God, Donkey Country.
Donkey Country.
Tropical Freeze. Donkey Kong Country returns.
And it was Donkey Kong Country Returns.
This is what it's like in my head. This is what our podcast is like.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Brought to you by Vic Berger.
Totally unedited.
Yeah. Okay, so the next song comes from Glitter Bubble 3.
That's Pinocchio.
It is.
Pinocchio.
Yeah, Pinocchio SNES.
On the Super Nintendo.
Pinocchio game on the Super
I didn't know that either.
This song comes from Love My NES.
Oh, I know this. Adventure Island 2. Is Adventure Island 1? Wow, I got
Also
one.
known in these parts as No Hezzy.
That's right. This one comes from Mario Mania.
Oh.
I was.
What company is this?
I want to say it's Taito, but I don't know that for any kind of fact.
I got no idea.
No.
Adventures of Dino Riki. We don't know.
Bubble Bubble Part 2.
Yes.
Bubble Bubble?
Or Bobble.
Bubble Bobble Part 2.
That's funny. I sounded something about that noise. That is Taito, by the way. So,
Yeah,
man, I should have guessed it.
This one comes from Mikey3319.
All right. So this is GBA or DS.
I'm going to guess it's GBA. Hold on. Yeah,
It's not first party.
it is.
It is Pokemon.
No.
Damn it. What is this? It's not Mario. It's Mario?
Yeah.
Mario Kart.
No.
Mario versus Donkey Kong.
Nope.
Mario, Game and Watch.
Nope.
Mario Party.
No.
What is this Mario?
What is this, Mario?
Pinball.
Excuse me. No.
Damn it. Mario and Luigi.
No.
Damn it. I really thought I was going to get it with pinball.
Well, you're going to get it.
Was there Mario Tennis or something?
It's not Mario Tennis.
Golf.
Yes.
That's one Nicky Hill.
Guys. This is
Oh, is this the one you were excited about?
this next song. This next song comes from Hoifus.
Are you laughing about the song or the name?
Oh, this is like the Matrix thing.
Kinda, it could be the Hoifus thing song.
Dog Island?
Nope.
Animal Crossing?
Nope.
Little Pig Store.
No.
No, hold on. I know that song. Is it a channel?
No.
Oh my god, why do I know that?
You played it.
Can you pause it, please? Because I need to hear that song.
Nintendo World. What was that? Nintendo Land?
Is it like Brain Age or something?
No.
Nintendo Cats?
No.
What
Nintendogs?
is that? Yes,
Nintendogs.
Nintendogs. Yes, yes,
I
yes.
got two. I
Good.
got two with an
This
assist.
song's from Wafers. Scared the cat. Scared the cat away.
Can I just lay on that?
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no!
Wow, really? That funny?
Put the camera
Oh, it's on
Man, she held that for the whole podcast. Oh my gosh. How does that register?
I have it. Hi, Sam. Hi, John. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Hi, Simon.
Oh, you
Trying to
okay?
keep it down. Trying to just keep worshiping.
King Clown says, why? Wow, why does she find it so funny? That's small brain for you. You tried.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. I'm trying.
Wolf says, breathe.
This song comes from Andy the Zombie. I got it. Yeah. Yeah. No. Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, guys.
All right, this is a Pokemon game, definitely.
Yeah.
All right, is it on the PDA? Emerald?
Oh, no. Same color though.
Green.
Yeah.
Okay.
Leaf green.
Fire red, leaf green.
Yeah. I feel like if I cough too hard, I'm gonna throw up. I'm sorry if I throw up. This this one comes from Nate or Die.
Okay, this sounds like it could be first party.
It is.
Could be a Zelda?
It is.
Okay. Could be Twilight Princess?
Is it not?
It could be Ocarina of Time. No,
It's not.
it could be Majora's Mask.
It's not.
Link Between Worlds?
Nope. Nope.
Wind Waker?
Nope.
Could be
Four Swords Adventure.
No.
could be Crossbow
Nope.
Trading.
Phantom Choo Choo?
No.
Phantom Hourglass?
Yes.
Really?
Nikki Hill is
Sounds
on
better than I thought.
fire today.
Yeah, it sounds good for DS.
Next song comes from Foamy 89.
Wii Sports Resort.
One more song. What system is this?
Wii!
Wait.
Wario something?
No.
Is it first party?
No.
I don't know.
No.
I don't know. Go ahead.
Opuna.
You played that?
Son of a bitch.
Yeah.
I guessed that all the time.
I know.
Damn it.
This one comes from Sensei Pong. The cover art
God damn it.
is really great here.
hate it. Low G man. One day.
It sounds like the drum drives.
Yeah, right? Drummer's really trying to keep up. All right, we don't know.
Toki.
Damn it! I said Toki when.
Wow. That's too weird.
That is a. Isn't Toki a Taito game?
I believe so.
Okay.
Blue.
I don't know.
Yeah,
What the hell is Toki?
Excuse me.
it's a guy who gets turned into a monkey who shoots bubbles.
They're remaking it right now.
Toki
I
Toki
think I heard
Pen.
about that.
Toki Toki
Game number.
Toki
Yeah.
Tor.
Literature club.
Thanks.
Toki Literature club.
This last song comes from Sacred Wolf. Sacred Wolf.
Oh no, I know this song, but what is it from? What system? Turn it up, this is a jam. What system is it from?
Wii U.
Oh, it's Yoshi's Woolly World.
It is. Great
Let
job.
this go. I love this song.
Okay. Well, I think you got 9 out of 10.
No, I don't think so.
You didn't get Toki? Oh, or Okuma.
I mean, that's still pretty good.
I think that's it.
God, it's a good song.
Oh, you didn't get Bubble
The
Bubble.
lead,
So 7.
the lead musician on this game learned guitar just to play guitar 4 songs in this game.
What is this? Yoshi's Woolly World?
God, it's good. This is a sitcom intro.
It is.
Oh. All right, everybody.
Peace out.
Thanks for watching. No, where's it going? Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next week. Goodbye, everybody.
Hey, George.
If PC was here, she would have this because she played the art out of this game. Oh, light up. Oh,
I was thinking of going to Roadrunners tonight.
I don't know what that is. Gay club?
Yeah.
Strip club?
Running
Let's go run some road at Road Runners. I want to run on roads 'cause I'm a road runner. I don't want that. Get it out of here. Don't want it.
This one is smaller.
Thanks for joining us today, guys, and for waiting while we got the stupid show. Mother Brain says, I hope it's not too late for the show. And Tommy says, please don't go. Please don't go. Maybe it means don't go to... What is Roadrunners? I'm sorry.
Girl, it's a running store.
Where is it?
It's like North Brunswick or some shiz. They sell Strasbourg socks, and
What do you want to do on your Saturday night? Go to a running.
I want to buy socks, thank you.
I don't want to have to put up with another injection. Thank you.
What was that? There's another Yoshi song.
Claw Daddy Peach. But I didn't know what you guys
When is the
were.
Roadrunners open to?
9.
No, come on. All right, guys. The show is almost done exporting.
What are you,
Kim, I'm sorry. I think she's got the laughing out of her. You're going to have to play the show back if you want more.
Yeah, it's gone for now.
But thanks for hanging out with us. We had a great time. It was the happy episode 666. We'll see you next week, everybody. Goodbye.
Bye.